Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today I'm very excited checking out the 11th most popular project in all the games. That is Leviathan Wilds. It's for 10 ages, 10 plus, 1 to 4 players, 60 minutes to play, 1 to 4 player cooperative game about climbing massive creatures created by a team of 3 former Fantasy Flight Games, and I'm assuming Z-Man Games people. So they're talking about their pedigree pretty much immediately. They're spotlighting the fact it's a cooperative game, the player count, it could be a solo game, ages 10 plus, so I now know it's a family game. And climbing massive creatures, I'm intrigued. I might like to see, a little more component and a little less artwork on the main image, but, I feel like they wet my whistle there. Now, this one has a $50,000 funding goal, so a very big funding goal. Well, very big, quote unquote. And it's raised $38,000 with 14 days left to go. So looking like it might creep over the 50K, hopefully in the last 2 weeks. But not there yet. Tabletop industry veterans and creators of Leviathan Wilds, a cooperative board game about climbing massive creatures. Wow, it's the same thing you just already told me. So we got the designers here. Awesome. So we do have 2 people here in the customer service. Maybe tell me more about who you are, what you worked on. What are some of the games that you have been attached to in one way, shape, or form? I think that would be, because I'm sure if you were working at Fantasy Flight Games, at Z-Man Games, that you were probably, designers and artists. Oh, so designers. The artists, whatever. The artists are, that's great. Great artwork. But when you tell me you were a designer at Fantasy Flight Games, that means a lot to me. And no disrespect to artists, it's just that tells me that you're good at what you do, but it doesn't tell me. I guess I see that. Leviathan Wilds, climb together, save Leviathan. So it's gonna be a book. You open up. We have some custom meeples. What's that say? Pieces enlarged to show details. Enlarged, so they're not actually that big. Okay, whatevs. Ages 10 plus, so it's $55. A very reasonable price there. Looks like a pandemic size box. All right. Shadow of Colossus turned into a board game and done wonderfully. So that's the PlayStation game about climbing large things. Okay. Done wonderfully. That just kind of it's hyperfluous. It's just like, all right, just fluff. What is Leviathan Wilds? Leviathan Wilds is a 1 to 4 player co-op. Oh, on the can. So do I want it? Oh wait, we haven't done the video. What am I doing? I'm sorry. I apologize. As always. Before we get into anything, we'll do the video, and we'll check this out. Wow, first time I've done that.
Long ago, the Leviathans lost their minds and tore our world apart.
This is a really cool game, very puzzly.
After
Finally someone talking about the game.
generations of struggle, we learned to heal them. Now, we're reaching out, exploring forgotten lands, and curing
gameplay.
the Leviathans.
What am I doing here?
It's dangerous. We don't know what's out there, but only we
Strike.
can save the Leviathans and restore our world.
Okay, looks very abstract. I don't know if it is, but it looks very abstract to me. I wasn't, like, Like, I like puzzly style games, but on the Canyon, like, I don't feel like I really got a good feel for exactly what's going on. And instead I just got a lot of theme. I don't know. And, like, we didn't even show off more than one monster, did we? Isn't that, like, the whole point? That, like, there's going to be a booklet in here. It's going to have numerous pages of monsters. Another game, another review. Hope you're having a good Friday. Likewise, Noah. Yeah, so I don't know. This one didn't personally do it for me. Let me know what you thought about that video in the comments down below. So, do I want it? Can you do it? I feel more comfortable the fact that you're mentioning that you work with Fantasy Flight and Z-Man Games, but I still would like maybe you to put a little bit more respect on your names, and hopefully you'll probably do that all the way down at the bottom. I think it'd be better off at the top. But hey, whatevs. What is Leviathan Wilds? Is a 1 to 4 player cooperative game? Because it's just who's all the way at the bottom versus who's all the way at the top. I think it's a lot more people at the top. Here we go. Here we go. Created by Mooncrime Games, a 3-person team of former for FFGZ, Imperial Assault, Warhammer Quest, Pandemic Legacy Season 0, Wrath of the Lich King, Crypto. Yeah, so this is what I'd love to see here. That's what I'd honestly, I'd leave this here, but I'd also put that in there. Just for future reference as well. Just because it's great to have in there. Evade and react, play cards anytime. Cool. Cards slip over, hold on tight. I've got it just here for the gameplay. Run out of cards and take a wrong step, and you will fall. Okay? We're not trying to kill these big monsters, we're trying to rescue them. It's a tiny difference in the thematic setup, but it's like, oh, I feel like a goodie. So this quote, you used it to tell me about the theme? Like, I'd much rather would know about the difficulty or the cooperative, how we had to work, like something else. Why back now? $55. Estimated MSRP is going to be $65. Probably going to be the new norm over the next few years with inflation. So it seems like a reasonable price. Founders Edition exclusive component upgrades. These premium components will have limited availability outside of crowdsourcing. Gloss on the box, whatevs. Wood scenario tokens, that's nice. Upgraded from what? Upgraded from what? I don't know. Hopefully they'll show me. Wood scenario tokens, wood class token. No, these are wood class tokens. Marble dice, cool. Wood inside tokens. So here's the thing. I really like the shot, and I think a lot of people probably like the shot, where you show me what the other thing is, and then you show me the newer one, so I can get a feel for why I need to have this version, as opposed to waiting till MSRP. Because I don't know, and that's the other thing. It's weird. Because they're a first-time company, so you shouldn't assume that. You shouldn't feel that way. Yeah, I shouldn't. I should. Why not wait for retail? Ideally, Leviathan Wilds earns its way to worldwide retail, but little is certain, and maybe it could be a very long time before that happens. Yeah, that's the case. And there's the other thing there. $50,000 to make this game. Now I'm starting to be like, like that, like, the reason why we need $50,000 is because we're doing 2 print runs, essentially. We're doing a print run of this, and then we're doing a different print run with different components. Or those different components are going to be something we add in after the fact. And then you start to say, well, this thing isn't funded yet. And I wonder if they do consider relaunching this. Because I imagine it looks like there's a lot of polish on this project. Potentially going to the lower value and then maybe just making it only the premium edition. Or only the basic edition. If it doesn't cross the finish line. Wood inside tokens for newsletter subscribers who pledge using the same email. Sign up at leviathanwilds.com. This would be great if I could click on it. If this was its own separate little thing, just bam, click on it. Components and quantities, because I can click on it. Well, I wouldn't, because I don't want to be as part of the, well, yeah, I do want to be part of the email list. That's my job. Why not wait for retail? It's worldwide. Even if it doesn't make it to retail, chaotic supply chain has caused price increases and scarcity. The founders of Mooncrime Games recently departed Fantasy Flight Games, Z-Man, Asmodeator, are trying to build something as a self-funded independent studio. If you're interested in the game, we need your support. Okay, I'm really excited about this. The constant tension, the challenging card play, the growth of your character and options throughout the campaign. It's one of the top crowdfunding games of the year. The challenging card play, the growth of your characters. Now that quote, I do like. I do like that. So, gameplay overview. Is this a full gameplay? Nope. What is this? Deck building and campaign? What? There's deck building in this game?
Of the campaign play.
And there's a... Wait. I believe that this is the first time I have known that this is a campaign in here. Let me just double check that. But I'm pretty sure you at no point mentioned that in any way, shape, or form. And that's like that gets my nipples hard, campaign games. Like the fact that we haven't mentioned it at this point, I think that's a big misstep. I think that's you're not, especially a cooperative family weight campaign game, something that I'm going to be able to sit down with my kids on numerous sessions because we need to complete the thing because my kids are going to love coming back to it, or my game night's going to love coming back to it, or I could solo it and go through the campaign. So I feel like the fact that we just kind of casually dropped it there in the subtitle of a video, no less. That's wow. I feel like that's a bit of a misstep. Play it now on tabletop. That's great. Read the rules. Ask questions and playtest in the Discord. What's in the box? 20 Leviathans in a spiral-bound book. And now I go back to that video and I say to myself, wow, why wasn't there the shot of just like the pages going back and forth so I can see all the different monsters? And maybe I don't have to see all, maybe I only see 4 of them, but it's just like, oh, I get a glimpse, I get a taste. And I even said that during the video. I was excited about the spiral notebook, but in the video we focused on just the one monster And it seems like such an odd choice. 4 wood climbers, 2 attack markers, 136 action and memento cards. So we got a good chunk of cards. 4 climber boards, 1 threat card, 160 tokens. So these 136 action and memento cards, those are presumably the deck building aspect of this. And that's another thing. I go back to that main image and I say, is this a cooperative deck builder? Because I would mention that. Those are two buzzwords that move a lot of people's needles. Yeah, just interesting choices. Not to mention those if that is in fact the case. And that's why I always think it's good to mention the mechanisms early. Across the board, this is an exceedingly well-crafted game. So we got the final thoughts, prototype, play, and impression. Where's just the gameplay? I just want the gameplay.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I don't want you to name Nop and Shadow with Colossus.
But that's okay.
Here we go. This is it. Excellent.
Better.
Fantastic. Preview. I'd spotlight that a little bit more. Put that a little bit higher. Region poll. I cannot wait to tell you all of the different Leviathans. So, I guess that's a. How do I rate that quote? Like, that's cool, but I'd like to see some now, or at least tell me what I can expect or something. I think maybe if you have that much cool stuff, you're playing a little bit close to the vest. Assuming, I don't know. You get the full schedule detail. Joint Bootcraft Games and live stream illustrates a brand new Leviathan during the game. So they're going to be live streaming a bunch of stuff during the campaign. You can get the full schedule details at our website. Why couldn't it just be here? Why would it have to be somewhere else? Why are you sending me away from Kickstarter? A poll is currently being posted on BGG to narrow down the home region of the Leviathan. Check it out to vote for your polls to try to get on the hotness. Great. And this one is clickable. Fantastic. I'll vote. How do I vote? Can I vote? Where do I vote? Do I vote? I'll thumb. I can thumb you. Can I vote? Closed yesterday. Okay, so, it's over. Okay. I can't wait to see all the different Leviathans, the world of Leviathan Wilds. Long ago, the bunch of gentle Leviathans lost their mind and tore the world apart. Have I actually seen the long, sexy scrolling shot of the components? I remember seeing... Yeah, here it is. Okay. I did. And then these are the... So what are these? What are the original scenario tokens? What are they replacing? Do I not get to see those? I don't get to see those. Oh, you're only selling this version of the game. You're not even selling the retailer. Yeah. So 690. So, and there's another thing right there. I hate to say this, but that right there just tells me they're shooting big. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have a 690 print run and you get that on Kickstarter, you should be able to make a print run of the game. Like 500, 1,000, 1,500, something like that. Especially with this, which doesn't look super duper components intensive. But they're just going for big. They're going for big. They're going for big print runs. And I understand that and I appreciate that. But I'm just saying if they retool, because let's these videos, these are not cheap. These are not cheap videos. They got a lot of ducks in a row. Leviathan Workshop, region poll, stuff, things. Like I don't care about the theme. Like it didn't grab me. And even now that I know it's a campaign, I'm more excited. But what am I working towards? The world of Leviathan Wilds. Because honestly, I still don't feel... Let me go back to the long sexy scrolling shot. Like you told me 20 Leviathans in a spiral bound book. So yeah, you're telling me there's different Leviathans. But the fact that there's actually a campaign, I don't feel like you've told me that at all, except for just the subtitle of that one video. I would put that on the marquee 100%. Explore the wilds, discover the lost history of the world within the optional narrative storybook. Yeah, who doesn't want to do that? Inherit new abilities, gain powerful blessings, one-off play, or tackle Leviathans however you like. Ignoring the story, start with all skills unlocked and flip to any page. Shipping, click to view estimated shipping rates by country. All right, send me to a spreadsheet, presumably. Cool. I just copy paste this, put it on there. Like once again, why send people one extra click away? 15, you can get extra copies at 7, so I'm looking at a $70 game. And that, I don't know. That seems... I don't feel like I was convinced enough about the fact that I'm going to do 20 campaigns of this. Okay. Did they cover the VAT and stuff? That's all I'm looking for. Maybe suggest it. Maybe some. So you are going to have to pay the VAT, but at least they're mentioning that a little bit there. Cool. Retailers. Wow, climbing a dangerous job. Did they get paid well? Climbing is a dangerous job. Do they get paid well? And I'm in no way criticizing Paula from Watch It Played. It's like, I put this on the people who decided, this is the quote that we want to put right here. Like, there's nothing better we could have said about the game than literally just a random comment about the theme or the job of the people in the game. It's just it's so odd. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe that's like this way of saying it's hard. It's just so confusing to me. Terms and conditions, stuff, things. We got the retail pledge, 690. And, okay, let's check out the FAQ, the updates, comments, get this one a grade, get out of here. Let's see. Kickstarter's being weird right now. Oh my gosh. So 15 questions right here. I would go check out Reload from Colossal Games, how they organize their frequently asked questions, because this is just not fun to browse. If my question is question 14, I have to read through 14 other questions before I get to it. Just organization would be nice. Why are there no stretch goals? We have a specific vision for Leviathan Wilds. We want to make it that way regardless of our funding goal. We feel that this lets us get backers the best game we can. So there it is. That's another reason why I expect this one to potentially have some issues as well, is I am always thinking to myself, is there a reason to come back to this Kickstarter page? And I don't see one here. You got live streams that you're going to do, but those are probably going to be on YouTube or Twitch or something like that. So there's really no reason to come back to this Kickstarter page unless these updates are super engaging, which fingers crossed they are. So 5 comments, 0 comments, 2 comments. So not much engagement here. Let's see what the most engaging ones, because we have 821 people. You're talking to a room of 821 people. We got 5 comments. Let's see what they are. After a hard-fought and valiant campaign on behalf of the Umbral Fen Bright Coast, the official winner of the Leviathan Workshop Regional Poll. Now it gets really fun. We've hosted a thread on BGW in which you can create thematic and mechanical pitches for the Leviathan that Mooncrab will make. So this sounds really exciting. This sounds like the kind of thing that I would totally mention that you're doing in the video. Like, I go back to that video, and just that video was very... I didn't feel like it did a great job conveying some of the cool stuff that you're doing, especially trying to get people engaged with the project in a few days, or the campaign, just letting me know that it's a campaign game with 20 unique things, or you don't have to play the campaign. You can just do them as a series of monsters, however you want to do it. For additional details, what we're looking for is a term. Check out our Leviathan. A couple of great previews right up there for your perusal. Very enjoyable, highly cooperative, and a game with a huge Leviathan-sized dollop of character. This game stands out amongst a busy crowd and feels different to a lot of games in the market. That's at least a serviceable quote, because anytime you tell me a game feels different, I'm more intrigued in it because there's a lot of same. Leviathan Wilds provides a challenging cooperative experience, and I enjoyed the group puzzle solving that it offered. Once again, the opinionated gamer. I like that quote as well. Just the group puzzle solving, because I know games like that, it immediately makes me think of like The Loop or something like that. We're all talking it out. We're trying to figure it out. But I would get people engaged, and I know how do you do that? Because you don't have stretch goals, you don't have unlocks, your live streams are sending people elsewhere. I don't know. I'd ask people questions. You know, what are you hoping are some of the Leviathans? Any particular reason you aren't offering retail pledges to EU? Shipping rates, I'm probably not the only person to ask them, but are there any plans for expansion to add a 5th or even 6th player to the game? Streamline likely. Happy to be part of the campaign. Could you share more details regarding the solo mode and how it will work? Of course, when playing a solo, you can control 2 climbers with a single 14-card deck. And it's on the rules. Okay. Alright, let's give this one a grade. Final thoughts. Do I want it? Not really. I wasn't... Like, I like cooperative games. I do. And I like the idea of climbing things. But it's like, I didn't feel like this one was sold to me in any way where it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta have this. Which is unfortunate, because honestly... cooperative deck building games, are some of my favorite games on the entire market, and so are cooperative games. So this should be right up my alley. I should be chomping at the bits for this cooperative deck building, assuming that's what it is. But I don't even really know. I didn't feel like I got a good gist from the videos, from the quotes, from the everything. And then we get to the components, and I say, you know, they look solid, but why do we need $50,000? You know, that's a huge chunk of change, especially considering. You know, we have the game And then presumably this is just an upgrade pack. I can't imagine this is going to be its own separate game, but this is just an upgrade pack with, tokens and dice. And then you take out the other tokens and dice and you put these in. And that looks to be exactly what it is. Which tells me, wow, what is the print run they're shooting for here? Because that right there, honestly, I think that's the biggest reason, that $50,000 goal. I mean, it's obvious. Why aren't they funded? Because they didn't hit their goal. But I mean, because it's such a large goal for what this game appears to be. That and the fact that they're playing it really close to the vest with just like the different Leviathans and the campaign and like, I don't know, maybe you have to sift through the videos. Maybe that's it. I have to go through all those different videos to find it, but that's not the way I think it should be, especially when there's, literally hundreds of other tabletop games right now competing on Kickstarter. You keep scrolling down and it just keeps going forever. It's not game found, there's a lot here. I didn't feel like they set themselves apart there. So do I want it? Can you do it? Yeah, I feel comfortable. They had a lot of polish and a lot of things. Who's the designer of this? I would like to know that. Well, I guess they mentioned a little bit earlier some of their things. Can you do it? I feel comfortable, but yeah, I feel comfortable. I do. There's just enough polish on this that I'm not particularly worried about this game not happening. And then how much is it? There's like the biggest bugaboo. It feels like a retail game, but it's not. This is not a retail game. This is a new company with their first game, and I shouldn't have that feeling like, just wait until retail to get this one. But that's kind of how I feel. $70 for this, and I'm like, do I feel like this game, 3 months after it's released, is still going to cost $70? And that's really what it feels like they're up against on this Kickstarter. And I don't know. I just didn't feel convinced. I didn't feel wowed. And at the end of the day, I didn't feel like this was a particularly fun Kickstarter ride to go through. It just looks like another Kickstarter game. I don't know. It just lacked the spark I was hoping it would. But let me know in the comments below, what's your final thoughts on Leviathan Wilds. Final grade for me is, I think it's C-. I think it was missing. It had a lot, but I just felt like it was missing a soul a little bit. Or maybe just spotlighting the soul, because it's a 20-hour campaign. It's an hour-long game with 20 different Leviathans that you're going to go through with your friends and your family, and that right there should sell it. Yeah, I'm going with C-. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for Leviathan Wilds. And as always, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button as I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, celebrate my 10-year anniversary of making YouTube content. Bye-bye.